No. Alright, so here we have Musket, a design submission by Kumba. I mean, obviously, it'll probably win design, but it does not have a score yet. It's themed to, I guess, like American Revolution. America theming, colonial stuff. So, I guess to start off with the coaster. Excuse me. Yeah, this is quite a wacky layout, but I do sort of like how it all twists around itself. Like for LL, I feel like you can kind of break the rules with coasters more than RCT2. Like RCT2, I feel like is a bit more realistic, so you kind of have to adhere to sort of real life trends with coasters, or it just feels bad. But I think in LL, you can kind of do whatever you want, pretty much, as long as it looks good aesthetically. And that definitely works here. Like, I don't know if this would be a good layout for RCT2, but in LL, I mean, it's fine. I think it works quite well as, for this design. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I really don't know how to review this other than going by through every little element. But yeah, I mean, I don't even know if I'm able to mention all the little, you know, peeps and stuff that Kumba always includes in his maps, but yeah. Because we'll start at the back here, we have the Veterans Memorial and the sort of like battle scene area. I really like how you include this memorial sort of like way in the back, hidden behind all the woods and stuff. I really like the inclusion of the picnic blankets. That's quite a cool little way to fill up this landscaping here. The stage or the bleachers were okay. I think the roof's a little bit overbuilt, a little bit too tall, maybe. I don't know. It's actually, man, I do like how you raise a path like a quarter unit to make the steps. That was a really cool idea. You haven't really seen it done much, but I liked it a lot here. Okay. Yeah, we had I'd like to sign the rifle sign to the little stage show. It was quite a little inclusion. Yeah, I mean, obviously, all the codex usage with the buildings here was well done. Really made them feel, you know, detailed and complete on the little backstage bits too. Was nice. Yeah, I really like this little area, the square sort of area. It's well made. I feel like all the buildings feel unique and fit the theming quite well. I really like the booths here next to I guess the outdoor area, the window area. That was a really cool hack and done well. Oh, that's pretty funny. That's actually really funny. I never noticed that before. That's good. That sort of meta commentary. Yeah, I mean, all these builds are really good. I don't really know. I mean, all the codecs sort of blending in really well. I don't really know how to comment on them. I mean, all the little details like the windows and stuff is really nice. sort of the game stalls here, the shooting ranges. Again, well done. I know that there's like a moving target. Yeah, there we go. It's moving. I don't know if it's supposed to be that slow or not, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, all the architecture here is really nice, all the backstage. And I really like the how you kind of blend tri-architecture with path to really create these unique textures as well. And that's really what Codex is kind of about, is blending the textures together to achieve, a higher detail or a more specific sort of theming. I guess we're going to come back to the secondary coaster here, which I think is all right. It's not the best. I think it's just maybe because of the gray, all the gray and how close it is to the edge of the map. It kind of, I don't know, it lacks a little bit of context. I kind of wish you'd have done some like hills back here to sort of border the map off a little bit more and give it some more like sort of closed in feeling. I mean, the queue is really nice. I really like how you layer the path here, so you got the handrails on the brown path. That was a really cool little detail. I think really works well. And surprisingly, clean, doesn't really glitch or anything, which is really nice. And I guess, what is this? Neo flag. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how to, not really much to review in terms of like ride design here. It's just a shuttle coaster, but really nice. I do like the supports. Yeah, I almost wish you would have just filled these in with path and not done the little foliage clouds, but that's okay. The layering helped a lot, I think, too. Make it feel a bit more, bigger ride, I guess, and not as cheap. What the hell just happened there? And yeah, you have like a little pony ride here. This is probably one of the structures the outdoor barn, I guess. That didn't really make much sense to me. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Shops around the base, yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. Like maybe just a normal barn would have been okay, but I do like how you can kind of see like the individual stables stalls here. You won't be able to do that. There's actually full structure here. I feel like the path layout here was just kind of clinical, I guess, just kind of straight and fenced off, and didn't really feel that interesting. Kind of feel a little bit closed. Like I don't know. Like I felt like you kind of didn't really know how to end the map in a way, like connected to the outside, I guess. Because it gets cut off a little bit too close to the rides and doesn't really. I don't know. Okay. This. Yeah, and I think this is the building city that Alex made. This building's really nice, but it doesn't quite fit scale-wise with the rest of the buildings just because it's so small. Like, this is a very small-scale building, and all these buildings over here are pretty large. And it's really well made, but it just feels a little bit out of place. I guess it's good that you put it sort of apart from the other ones. You don't really notice it that much, but that's kind of one complaint I guess I would have. Obviously, it's a really well-made building, and it fits so well in this little corner here, but I do like all the peeps on the statue. That's a really cool inclusion. And then obviously the sort of coaster area. With these awesome bonnets, I think that's what they're called. These little flags. These are probably the coolest little detail you did in the entire park with these little flags. Right with the queue. Queue area is all right. It's a little bit brown, but I mean, I don't have any major problem with that. I do like the cage here. It's a nice inclusion, and I do really like this station structure a lot more than the castle sort of one you had going on. Like this, it feels perfect for the ride type or ride theme that you've chosen. I really like how you can see the interior a little bit too. Like that's really nice, especially with the ride-out booth and just how, I don't know, sort of like grand and large it feels, because this is, you know, a design. It should feel, you know, large and grand and not just like some other standard coaster you have in the park. And you obviously saw some of the backstage stuff with the transfer track, which is well done. I do like the dirt texture. That was a really good choice here. And of course, all the track texture pieces are named, which I really appreciate, because sometimes when track texture like that isn't named, it just, you don't really know what it is. Like it's kind of hard to tell what it's trying to be, and it just feels lazy in a way if you just name it, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, whatever. It really adds a lot of depth to the park, and I really appreciate when people do that. But yeah, and you have all the little details as well with the coaster. The backstage bits, really well done. The one thing about the coaster I don't really like is the support bracing you did. Like it's okay here, but I kind of wish you wouldn't have done these little curved bits on the edge. Like that's not really that realistic, and I kind of just, I don't know, it's almost like distracting in a way. Like if you would have just ended it like that, I think it looks a little bit better. Like here it's better, and here, but when it's curved on the edge like that, that kind of is a little bit odd. And then at the top here when it's curved, like I feel like that's, I don't know, I wasn't a really big fan of that. I think it's just a little bit like this, the whole support bracing on this side of stuff is a little bit too built up. Like it should be, you know, like 2 rows of track texture supports, like one row that kind of like cuts off like at this side and it kind of just goes flat, and then you have another row like that goes like at this level and ends at the second tier. And as well, you don't have any on this side, so it just kind of feels like not that balanced. Although I do appreciate a lot the actual Musket. Like I don't really know, maybe if you had like a small support group like under it and didn't have this side so built up, it would be okay. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's not that, it's kind of like this weird, you know, is it realistic or is it supposed to be sort of, you know, more of a semi-realistic? I mean, and I guess it does its job, but I don't know, it just feels a little bit odd, like off to me. I do really appreciate the lamps on the lift. That's a nice touch. As well, like all the turns have a sort of like a second layer track under them, which kind of gives it an interesting little texture, which I actually quite like. Gives the ride a little bit more depth. And obviously, you know, all the landscaping and foliage was really well done. Actually, I really like the return run here, how it's just like really low to the ground, so it just, you know, wiggles around and stuff. That's a really cool addition. And it was really done believable how it sort of cuts down into the landscaping. let's see, anything else? Yeah, I mean, obviously, all the peeps, our stats are named. What is this restaurant called? Saloon. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, awesome. I think I ended up giving it 85. Based on the things I didn't like were sort of how this building felt out of scale. Like, it's really nice, but it kind of felt out of place compared to the other buildings. And sort of like how you handle the map edge here was not that great. Like, it just felt too like the map just stops. Like, I wish you would have done a little bit more of like a border and like give it some more context and make the map feel a little bit more complete. Like here it's good because you have some more space. It feels a little bit more natural because you have like this natural barrier with the coaster, but in here as well. But on this edge, I don't know, it just didn't really work for me. But yeah, awesome stuff. Awesome LL design. Great that we finally get to see it in game after all these years of being built. And for a while, I never thought I'd be able to actually see it finished. After you've basically been saying it's 99% done for the last 5 years or whatever, or 4 years. So, but yeah, a great first solo LL attempt, I guess it is. I can't remember exactly. And you know, especially with how the standards in LL have risen so much in the past 2 years with Alex's work, the fact that this still really stands out as, you know, an 85 plus piece of work is, you know, really great testament to how well it was made. So yeah, definitely hope we can get the score up soon so we can include the aerial map, so people who don't have the game can check it a little bit more. In addition to hopefully those that have it can pull up the game and check it out. So I definitely think it's worth it. So yeah.